off and leaves us. A policeman comes up to us. These girls were in the middle of hopping out the window, and then like the music started playing again and they just started twerking. Basically stranded in the middle of nowhere. Like, everybody shut up, the police are here. That was where the people who were hosting the party up, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today's video, as you can see by the title, this is a video that you guys have been asking me to do for the longest. I hope this is good because like I feel like this is a funny story time because a lot happened and I don't wear a lot of makeup, so I'm gonna try to like take as long as I can, but I really can't multitask anyway, so I know this will take a minute. Get ready with me while I tell y'all a juicy story time about my first ever high school party. Like, y'all know how y'all see those parties in those movies, like the crazy high school parties that like when you're in middle school you're so excited for or whatever. This is my story time on my first high school party, how I got stranded in the middle of nowhere and almost got arrested. It is a night to remember. So without further ado, no more talking, let's get into the video. Oh guys, and I also have proof of everything, like live footage of things happening, and like I have videos and like pictures that I will definitely insert at the moment. So just you guys will enjoy this. Seriously? My mom's on the phone, so if y'all hear something loud, that's just her. This all started very early into the year, last year. This started in February of 2023, and I was a freshman in high school, and all my friends are older than me, so like just keep that in mind on how I was able to do most of the things. And I remember in Spanish class, Asia and I were like sitting in Spanish, and we saw this person post a flyer and we were like, oh my god, we must go. These people that were hosting the party are known to throw like such freaking good parties, but the problem is like the party was like not in our area. It was kind of a little far, so I was like, I don't know if my parents are gonna let me even go to this. And this was my first time ever going to a party, so I didn't even know if my parents were even gonna let me go in general. I was with my dad because my parents co-parent, so I was with my dad that week, and I was like, my dad is definitely like the more stricter one, so I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to go. So I had asked my dad, and at the time we were going through a lot of like family problems, so that helped me be able to go because like my parents felt at blame for the reason why like I was like sad and stuff. So my dad was like, yes, you can go, of course, like no hesitation. I was geeked and I was so freaking surprised, y'all. Like I did not see that coming. I had texted Asia and Deja, y'all know who they are, texted them that like, hey, my parents are letting me go to the party, guys, like the move is still on. And they were so geeked and we're like, woo. So we are planning the ride situation. This is when we all got into a little altercation, not like a fight altercation, but we got into a little like fight or whatever, because Deja has a car, so I was gonna ride with Deja. Asia and her sister went with each other everywhere, and the problem was at the time me and Deja didn't really like Asia's sister. I don't know, like I'm cool with her now, like there's no beef, like I'm fine with her now because that's my best friend's sister. So but I think we just really don't care anymore. We've matured, okay? Just don't mind it. So we didn't like want to ride with her or that. So Asia was like, we would take an Uber, but at the same time, like I wanted to ride with them all together because, you know, I thought it was gonna be like a movie, like you walk in, all eyes on y'all. Just giving y'all a heads up, real parties are not like the movies. Like they just don't give that at all. Yeah, so we had gotten into a fight about that to a point where like, I don't know, we all stopped talking, but then like we became cool again. Not like a big like, oh no friends no more, but just like y'all are hella annoying, like I need a break from y'all. Eventually we figured out that Asia and her sister were just gonna Uber there, and then Deja and I were just gonna drive there, which ended up working out, which was, well, well, I don't know, we'll get into that. But that was the plan. So what I was wearing was kind of inappropriate, I guess you could say. Like it's because the skirt was super duper short. And if you recall, I said I was with my father that week. So my father, he does get onto some things I wear. So, well, actually he doesn't care a lot anymore, but I was young last year. So I was like, guys, I need to figure out a way, like I don't know how I'm gonna like get for this. I made an excuse that the girls and I were going to get ready at my house, and my room at my mom's is bigger, so like it would be more spacious there. So my dad was like, okay, like I'll just drop y'all off there. And my dad originally wanted to drive us to the party because he wanted to know where it was at so he could stay in the area, but like I didn't want him to drive us because like my outfit, so I was like lying my off to get so he wouldn't like come in because it was a mess. So he dropped me off at my mother's house and I got ready alone because I lied. Hopefully they're not watching this. If you're watching this, sorry dad. Texted Deja to come get me, right? And then Asia had give us the call that they were headed to the party. And I was like, okay. But the problem is, the reason why Deja and I don't go out a lot, because we literally like nobody from our school. So the fact that this party was like far away from like our area, like, well, it wasn't that far, but it was far. Like the odds of us seeing somebody we knew was just like slim. Fast forward, we are driving, and like Deja and I are already feeling skeptical about this, y'all. Like when I tell y'all, like, oh my, like we were like nervous. Like when we pull up, I literally have a video of us praying. We at the party, y'all. We're so slick.
God, please bless Deja and I before we head into this party. Please give us the strength to get through anything if anything happens. Please give us the strength to get through any obstacles. Do not split us up. Keep us together like glue, God. Please give us the courage to speak up if we need to. Please give us nothing but positivity, God.
Before we went in, like it was just nerve-wracking. Like we just felt something was gonna go wrong. We pull up and there's already like a line of people at like getting into this party, and they were checking cars for guns. Like,
no guns?
No.
Alright, I'll get to the party.
I was like, what is this? Like, this is insane. We're lining up and it's like in the middle of the woods, y'all. When I tell y'all this is like in the middle of nowhere, like this is like red flag number 1. When I tell you you had to drive through woods for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get to the party. It was like, I wouldn't say like a little RV area, but like it was like many houses, but there was like too many houses like per, I don't know how to say it, but there was like one house on the other side of the party house. But basically there was a line to get into the party, so we were getting in the line. They make us roll our windows down. They were like, any guns? We said no, and they were like, okay, you guys can go. They didn't even properly check it, so the odds of someone bringing a gun wouldn't have even been surprising at all. So we drive in, and then Deja and I are looking for a parking place because this is like not like a normal neighborhood. Like you literally cannot find a parking place because we're in the middle of the woods. The place we parked at did not even seem like anybody's home. Like when I tell y'all, like this place was just run down. The whole area was run down. It gave abandoned, y'all. It gave abandoned. Like, so we were looking for a parking place. We find the parking place, right? And we text Asia that we're here, and Asia is like, okay, I'll wait outside. So we are walking, and we didn't park super close to the house just in case of like we needed to leave. And what's it called, we walk up to the gate, and it's like muddy, y'all. Our shoes got ruined, but we walk in. We tell Asia we're there. We see her at the front. They're talking about we need money to get in. What? Like that was not on the flyer, one, and usually girls are for free, so what do we need money to get in for? No, we said we were with her, and they were like, okay, you could go in, because Asia and them are already in. So we walk in, y'all. I kid y'all not, this party is the most freaking hot, sweating party I've ever been to. Like when I tell y'all, like it was secluded. There was it was a mini house. Like it was literally, the living room was like the size of my room, and there was like 200 people in here. But yeah, it was hella freaking compact, and there was like a front little area, and we walked in and there was already a girl passed out. Not really passed out, but she was super drunk, laying on the floor. And we were like, oh, her friends were by her, so she was like, she looked fine. So if she was alone, we would have done something, but she was with her friends. So we walk into the entryway to get into the living room, and like y'all, when I tell y'all, like you could not even get into the living room, it was insane. And the smell, y'all, hit. I may also give y'all tips on parties for this. If you don't like the smell of, just don't. I've like gotten used to it because of concerts, but if you don't like the smell of, then I 100% recommend that parties are just not for you. It was strong as hell. Like it was a lot. It was just like, as soon as you walk in, like poof, hit you in the motherfucking face. This is when things get a little funny. We are in the party, we're smushed against people, like it's very hard to breathe, okay? And I see people I know, I'm like, why are y'all here? Like, I see a whole bunch of people that I knew. I was just like thrown off. Like this dude that like we recently had started sitting at lunch with was there, and I was like, oh. He was there, and I was like, hey. He was like, hey, do you want to do you smoke? I was like, no, I don't do that stuff. So y'all can party without doing it. And me personally, I really don't think it's that smart to be drinking at a party, because if the cops pull up and they test you, like, you're doomed. Like, not saying I condone drinking, but I'm just saying if you were to. Asia is like sweating, tired, mouth thirsty. She's looking for water. The house is abandoned. Like there was no water coming out of the sink. The fridge had bugs in it. It was a freaking mess. We couldn't find Asia water. She was sweating, about to pass out. My girl needed a freaking water. And I'm pretty sure I would put a video of me singing music. You will see me holding a cardboard thing, fanning myself because it was so freaking hot. Mini little side part, I met this guy at this party that had asked for my Instagram, and I gave him my Instagram. And I had to block him literally last year because he became obsessed with me. Let me know if y'all want that story time, because I had to cut him off. Like, he became so obsessed with me, like, it was terrible. Ugh. They start screaming at everybody to shut the F up. But everybody shut up, everybody shut up. The police are here. Oh my God. So this being my first party, I started to freak out a little bit. I was like, y'all, like, don't want to get arrested at all. Like, please. It's not something I came to do. I came to have fun and listen to my favorite artists on a loudspeaker. Literally, like, Deja looked a little scared, but she looked more contempt than I did. So I was like, you know, let me act cool. I was getting a little scared. But Asia and her sister, this is not their first rodeo with parties. So they were like, okay, you'll be fine. Like, hey, like, nothing's gonna happen. Ooh, I think that was too much. Nothing's gonna happen. Like, relax, relax, relax. We hear the cops are there. I didn't see any lights. They didn't see any lights, but we heard the cops were there. So I'm assuming because nobody saw any of the lights, they continued the party. Bad idea. How that girl with Gorilla Glue say? Bad idea. That was where the people who were hosting the party up, okay? So they continued the party. And I guess while we were partying and the music was loud, nobody heard no sirens, nobody saw the lights. Like, well, actually, that's how we noticed it. People saw lights, but the cops had, like, they were blocking the whole entryway to the party. So, like, there was no outway, okay? Someone says, like, the police are in the front. And we look at the window and we're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Everyone's freaking out. This was, like, the scariest thing I've ever seen. Like, people were hopping out of windows. And it was just a mess. And I saw these girls were in the middle of hopping out the window. And then, like, the music started playing again. And they just started twerking while on the way to get out the window. Sorry, y'all. My camera had just died. So, yeah, these girls were literally in the middle of getting at the freaking door twerking. It was a hot mess, y'all. I think I put too much blush on. I am not no beauty guru, so I don't know how to do makeup like that. But just vibe. That was very ghetto. People were running, like, out, and I think that's how you get arrested at parties. Little tip, when the police come at parties, like, don't run out of the party because they can't arrest everyone. Remember that. Like, there's too much people for everyone to be arrested. You run out, you will be like one of the people who managed to get arrested because you were the first to be seen. We were debating, y'all. We were debating if we were gonna hop out the window or wait inside. Like, it was a strong like, it was a horrible debate. Like, they continue to play music, so I was like, is the party back on? Like, guys, don't ever leave as soon as, like, the cops pull up, because, like, half the time the party literally continues. Just saying from experience, because I've been to a few parties after this. Yeah, a couple of parties after this, and I can say that the party will continue to run. The party kept going, and I vividly remember, like, we heard the cops screaming something. So they stopped the music. The cops were screaming, anybody parked out here is getting towed. Y'all hear that? Anybody parked out here is getting towed. And I don't know if y'all remember, but Deja and I came in a car. And as soon as Deja heard that, Deja was like, y'all, we need to go. She switched from stay inside, nothing's gonna happen, to we need to go. Like, we need to go check the car ASAP. Asia and her sister were good because they Ubered here. Smart girls. So they were saying they were towing people. So Deja and I were like, bro, we gotta make it out of here without getting arrested. Like, we weren't under the influence of anything, so we were like good. But like, it was still late. Like, it was just, so we were trying to figure out how we were going to get out of this party. But okay, so Deja and I, like, we climbed out the window. Like, that's how ghetto it was. Like, we were pushing everybody out. Like, I'm not saying it was just us, the only people who were freaking out when they said the car got towed. Like, a bunch of people were hopping out of windows, going through the front door. Like, but the police were at the front door, if I believe so. Like, so everybody was at a window, a side window, a back window, a front window, whatever window it was. If it led to the outside, they ran. What had happened was we went outside and we're going, and like, we're walking back and forth, and we're like, where did we park the car? Like, this is this the we at first we thought the area that we parked the car, like, the car wasn't there. We were like, oh, okay, maybe we just need to walk a little forward. So we are walking back and forth. I can't see no car. Like, we can't find Deja's car anywhere.
Yo, Deja's car's got towed. We're not going to a party ever again. Literally, bro. Deja's gonna get in trouble. There's no way. We have to go up to the police car and ask, bro. We have to go to the police car and ask where they tow at. I don't know the cops.
So we're freaking out, and like, cause Deja's car, there's a possibility it either got stolen or it either got towed. And y'all, either is a bad, like, stolen, the car's gone, towed, you gotta pay a hella money to get the money, like, to get the car back. We're basically stranded in the middle of nowhere. Like, we don't even know where we are. Like, we're in the middle of the woods and our car is gone. Asia and her sister are still in the party, so we were just gonna, like, obviously my camera's overheating, bruh. Obviously, like, we're going to have to call our parents because the car is gone. So I call my dad, and he's telling us not to freak out, and Deja's trying to find a ride to the tow place, but my dad is like saying, like, don't leave anywhere. Like, my dad is like, you don't need to go anywhere, it's late, like, stay there. Do y'all need a ride? I will come get y'all. Or do you have a ride? Or do I need to, because my dad was somewhere else, I'm pretty sure. So he was like, do you need a ride back, or do I need to send y'all money for an Uber? You're not going, he strictly told me, you're not going anywhere else. If you get your car towed, like, there's no way she is gonna be able to get it back the same day, like the same night. So he was telling Deja to just leave it and we'd figure it out in the morning. But Deja, my baby, she was not going for none of that, y'all. That girl was like, I want to find my car. So I was telling Deja, like, my dad's not gonna let me go anywhere, and she was like, well, I need to get my car back. I was like, but he's saying you can't even get in the same day. A little bit of conflict there, but we just decided that we were going to share an Uber back with Asia and Uber back to Asia's house, and Asia and my dad would pick us up from Asia because it's close to mine. So we go back to the party. Deja's under stress. I don't even think she was able to have fun after that because her car is gone. Like, she doesn't know where her car is. We're chilling. Deja's stressing. She can't even party because her car is gone. I actually realized how sympathetic for that. Like, we just carried on with our lives after that as if because it was bad. Yep. 4 days ago, because we was ready to go back inside a party. So we go back inside a party. This is when things become horrible. Like I said, I've never been to a party where the police actually come inside, y'all. The police ain't stopping nothing. Well, in this case, they definitely were. They definitely were. We just hear people rummaging, like, running, like, getting out, because apparently the police had came into the party and, like, raided. I didn't see it because the front door and then the living room are, like, two different places, kind of. And yeah, I didn't see it. So apparently they had raided. People are running out. Deja and I are trying to find a way out. And, like, we are pushing people. People are falling, like, throwing themselves out the window. Like, this was ghetto and horrible. Like, it was a mess. Then I was like, okay, Asia, like, you need to call an Uber because, like, we, like, are in trouble. Like, we need to leave. And she was like, yeah, okay, yeah. Obviously, since everybody needed to leave, like, everybody's going to call an Uber. So, like, it took us a long time to get an Uber. Like, we had walked, like, far away from the party because I guess they had a warrant for the house, because I don't know, but, like, you can't come in, but unless you have a warrant, but I guess they did because they came in. We are waiting for our Uber, and we get an Uber. Yip, yip, yippee. Like, she said, like, she's a couple minutes away, so we're waiting on that. We're talking to random people outside of these folks. These boys, like, wouldn't leave us alone. Like, they were asking for our IGs, and we were like, ha, 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 just laughing. And we, like, made party friends or whatever. But, like, yeah, we were just mainly focused on our Uber. I had told my dad we got an Uber, but, like, I did not want my dad to pick me up and see what I was wearing. But it's okay because we were going to stop at Asia's house. So one Uber, like, she was trying to get in, right? And we had seen her pull up, and I think she didn't realize what she was getting herself into. And, like, she had said she was here. We found her, right? But she couldn't even get out because, like, people were blocking. So she had told us, like, to get out the car so she could, like, get people to move. I don't know, we were dumb. I don't know why we got out that car, y'all. Like get off the car so I can tell people to move, right? So we're like, okay. So we got out that car, and she's like honking at people trying to get out of there, but we're walking with her as she is. Once this girl makes a way to, like, leave, leaves us. She skirts off. I have a picture of Asia, like, in front of her license plate. I'll blur out the license plate. I will show y'all. Like, she told us to get out the car, so we were like, oh, like, we were taking pictures behind the car because we were just laughing at kiki. This skirts off and leaves us. Literally leaves us while picking us up. Basically leaves us. We're like, what the hell are we supposed to do now? We don't got no Uber. It took us like 20 minutes to even get the Uber, and, like, I really am not trying to call my dad because I don't want my dad to see what I'm wearing. We are stranded in the middle of nowhere again, like these woods. Like, we don't know any of these people, and so much men and boys have offered to give us a ride, but, like, why? We don't want to get into a car with random people that we don't know because that's not safe. Y'all, do y'all know this Uber fucking plays this again? Our next Uber, she comes in, and this girl looks like she's on something. Like, she just doesn't look right in the head. So I'm already like, I'm not getting in this Uber. And it's just like, we've already missed a lot of Ubers. Like, what do you want to do? And, like, we're arguing in the midst of us going back and forth, deciding if we want to get into this Uber or not. A policeman comes up to us, and I was like, I'm not doing any of the talking because, like, I already knew just to shut up. So the police had asked us if, like, so first they were like, how are y'all ladies doing tonight? And we were like, we were doing fine. And he was like, are y'all, like, headed to the party, or, like, what are y'all's, like, plans for the night? And, like, he was very observant, I could tell. I think he was trying to see if we were on anything, which we weren't. Stay away from drugs, kids. We were like, oh, we're just headed home, you know, like, we saw that there was nothing here, so we're just headed home. And he was like, it's best if you stay away from that area, blah 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 blah. He had asked us if we were, like, okay, under the influence or anything. We were like, nope, sir. Actually, hella chill. He was just like, this area is known for, like, getting parties shut down. Our Uber came, and we had finally been able to sit in a car and leave. After we were in the car leaving, and we had like, we were on the highway on the road back to back to Asia's house. Deja had seen, like, on the news or something, like, I don't know where she saw it from. I don't know if it was a story on the news, but that area had gotten shot up. Y'all, like, people had came and shot up that area. So if we were still in that area, or, like, even, I don't know if it's at the party or not, but I just know, like, that area got shot up. I'm not sure if it's at the party. I don't want to give false info from what I remember because this was a minute ago. If we were still there, we would have been, like, caught in the crossfire or whatever. So yeah, that place, I got shot up, but good thing we left. Like, it was literally 5 minutes while we were in the car. So I told my dad we got an Uber, and he was like, okay, I'll come pick you up from Asia. So now I'm not off the hook yet. Now the next thing we need to do is change into clothes so my dad doesn't say anything. No rush, no rush. He was like, no, I'm headed there now. So I was praying for the Uber to beat my dad there. We had pulled up to Asia's house, and my dad wasn't there. I was like, oh my god, amen. So Asia gave me some pajama shorts to change in, and I just end up telling my dad that I'm cold, and I left my skirt there because, you know, I didn't want to bring that with me. But then I know he would be like, why were you wearing pajamas to a party? I ended up saying, like, I spilled something on my pants, so I just changed because it was cold. It was hella cold that night, if I do recall. But basically, we had made it home safely, and then my dad ended up seeing on the news that the area got shot up again, so he didn't let me go to parties for a long time. And I feel like it was a successful night. Like, I don't know if this was that interesting, but but it was just the fact that, like, I feel like me talking is gonna look boring, but, like, when I insert the videos, it's gonna look a little bit more up to date or whatever. I can talk about the times I got played, ex-friends, but, like, I don't like talking about certain people. I like talking about situations because the people I'm talking about always end up seeing it, and then it becomes a problem. I need to plan these out. This is my first time, so I'm sorry if it was boring, y'all, because I'm trying to step out my comfort zone and see other, like, topics I can hit, if that makes sense, like just step. And I want to try story time telling, so let me know if y'all think I should continue to do it but work on it, or if this is just not it and it's best if I just stick to vlogs and just get ready with these. But yeah, thank you guys so very much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces. Mwah.
The street, we keep it street. I took a loss, but you still gon' get beat. You still gon' get beat. How much it costs? It never been cheap. It never been. Turn your click up, dog. Turn them up. Turn your bitch up, dog. Turn around. Turn these streets can't cross it. Cross them up. All these streets need bosses.